Hey guys, so today I wanted to make a video to show you how to change the front screen on the Samsung Galaxy S3. I'll include a link in the video description where I got the parts to fix this, and any tools that I use in this, I'll include a link for that as well. Anything that I think might be helpful to you guys, I'll put it in the video description if you want to check it out. So to remove the back cover, what you will want to do is there's a slot right here on the top by the headphone jack. You just stick your finger in there, pull up, just kind of work your way around, and it comes right off. To remove the battery, same thing, just put your finger right here in this slot, pry up, and it comes right out. So next what you will want to do is have a Phillips screwdriver that's size 000, and you will want to remove 9 screws out of here, all the screws that you can see. Actually there's 10 I think, and you'll want to take all those screws out. Then you will want to take something like a pry tool of some kind, and I found right here is a good spot. If you pry right under here where you can separate this back part, and then you can just kind of work your way around, and this back cover comes right off. Next what you will want to do is take a pry tool, something like this. I like a plastic one so it doesn't do damage to anything. And you want to disconnect this blue connector right here. So disconnect that, and then you're going to want to go under this corner right here. There's a little tab right here, and you can work that up. I recommend putting your finger under there so you can get a little bit of room, and then just slide this around, and this whole thing comes right up. To remove the logic board, what you'll need to do is first of all take something like a tweezers or something and disconnect this antenna cable right here. And then next I recommend using a plastic spudger when you can. And you'll need to remove this connector right here. Disconnect it. And disconnect the front camera right here. And disconnect this connector as well. So make sure that all the connectors are disconnected. Those 3 there and the antenna wire. And then we will need to remove this black screw right here. And then you can take anything, a finger or anything, but I just like to use a pry tool. And you can get under this, wiggle it around, and the whole thing comes right out, just like that. So if your new screen comes with a frame and everything, only swap over the stuff that you need. So basically what we're going to be swapping over is the vibrator. If it doesn't have it, you swap it over to your new screen. And the earpiece speaker here, which is this whole thing here, and the antenna wire here, and this front camera as well, we're going to need to swap over. I don't have another frame that I'm swapping it over to, but I'll be showing you how to do it individually, one at a time, as if you were swapping it over to a new frame. To change the vibrator, what you will need to do is very carefully, if you have something like this tweezers, get under this slot right here in the front and slide under there, and it has adhesive under it, strong adhesive, so just kind of grab it and wiggle it. Then you can follow this flex cable here as you pick up slowly. Follow this flex cable that goes back to there, and this has pretty good adhesive under it too, so just be careful. And then the whole thing comes out just like that, you can see. So to put it back in, what you need to do, it's kind of handy if you have the tweezers still, you can get these holes lined up properly first on this end, and then just make this follow along and make sure everything's pressed down properly, and you're good to go. To change the front camera and the proximity sensors, what you'll need to do is there's a little Phillips screw right here. With your same screwdriver, you're going to want to remove that screw, and then you're going to want to go under this metal tab right here and wiggle it carefully, pull up on the front camera at the same time, and the whole thing comes out like that. So to reinstall, all you need to do, set them in the holes where they go, They kind of have to go in individually and together at the same time, sort of, because they have two individual holes. And then put your screw back in. So to change the earpiece speaker, it's quite a detailed process. What we will need to do is remove this whole cable here that goes over to this flex here, goes down here to the volume buttons as well. So where we will begin, first of all, is we're going to remove this wire here. We're just going to pull it right up out of its channel here. Be careful not to bend it too hard. But next, what we will do is we need to pop out this volume button. So start right here at the top where it has some room to flex a little bit. You have to push a little bit hard to get it to pop out, but we need to pop this volume button out. If you start at the top and work your way down, and then it'll come right out. It just gives us a little more room. We don't need to do it, but it's a lot easier. So then what you will do is just start right here with one prong of your tweezers, whatever you have, and start separating this cable. It's got some strong adhesive on right there on the side. So just very carefully loosen that, and then next what we will do is come up under this flex cable here very carefully and loosen this whole thing all the way down through. It pops out pretty easy. And then be careful not to bend anything here. But if you start on the back here again and just kind of work this very carefully so not to bend anything, and there you go. To reinstall the earpiece speaker, what you'll need to do is what I would recommend is this little hole right here, this little notch, that you would grab that first and put it where it needs to go here. Otherwise, and watch this wire here, this wire is kind of tricky. I'm going to zoom in here a little bit so you can see. And then this has to go down in this slot here. Try to get everything lined up. The reason I like to go with that hole there is because it likes to go up or down too far if not. So we have to get this down in the slot. Excuse my fingers for being in the way. And we have to make sure that's pressed down in there nicely. Then we can go ahead and put the volume button in right away. Make sure that you turn it the right way. It can only go one way. And then we can set this earpiece speaker down in where it needs to go. Press down firmly. Make sure everything is where it needs to go, right in the tracks. And there you go. To reinstall the logic board, what you'll need to do, just watch these connectors in different places and just very carefully start at the top here. Make sure the camera sets down in and set this board right down where it goes. And then you want to get your black screw again, the only black one that we have. You want to put it in right away. Then we will start connecting. First, I would recommend connecting this antenna wire. Then you will want to reconnect this connector. You can feel it good with your finger when you push down. It connects really well. Then you want to connect this little one. You want to connect this little one as well. To put the headphone jack speaker assembly back in, all you need to do is set it down in Just like that. Make sure everything's lined up properly. Just make sure it's snapped in all the way around, and then connect this blue connector again. And to put the back cover back on, you want to set that on, make sure that's all snapped in everywhere. Then you want to put all your screws in all the way around. They're all the same size. To reinstall the battery, you can see where the connectors are on the battery, see where it is in here, make sure it's turned the right way. Just set it in there, this end first, set it right down in there, just like that. To put the back cover back on, what you'll need to do is just start in one end, the bottom, and work your way up through. Make sure it's all the way around, and you're good to go. Thanks for watching.